Welcome back to the beginner's guide. We are sitting here at the turbo fuel power plant because in the last episode we discovered we are getting pretty close to hitting our production of power with our max consumption. This is almost 40,000 megawatts. We really only have a buffer of 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts of power if everything was running 100% of the time. So we need more power. Especially since we're getting into the final tier, tier 9, which requires so much power. We need more power. So a simple way to do that is to take our existing turbo fuel power plant and upgrading it. We can upgrade this power plant and produce so much more power. So how do we do that? Well, and this looks really confusing, I know. This looks super confusing. So we have 1,333.33 turbo fuel, and if we go to a blender, we can see that we take 60 turbo fuel per minute and 10 nitric acid per minute, and we can produce 100 rocket fuel per minute. That's nice. That's a lot. So I did the math here. So if we do the math, 13.33 divided by, what is it, 60? That's 22.222 blenders right there. So that's really good. Now we see we actually produce 100 rocket fuel. So 22.22 times 100 is 2,222.22 rocket fuel. And I kind of reverse engineered to figure out how much nitric acid we need. That's 222.22. Pretty easy, pretty simple. So nitric acid is nitrogen gas, water, and iron plates. All very simple stuff. I mean, this is just extracting it from the ground. This is extracting it from the ocean. And then you've made iron plates before. That should be really simple. So that's really easy here. So I did the math to figure this out. We make 30 per minute of the nitric acid. So if you take 222.22 divided by 30, that's 7.4 blenders. We might just do 8. Who knows? But anyways, with the 7.4 in mind, I calculated exactly how much of everything I need. It's some weird numbers. Like I said, I might just do 7.5 or I might just do 8 just to produce a little bit extra, because it's really not hurting me if I produce extra. So we'll do that. That's all the nitric acid. We'll combine that with the turbo fuel. We'll make a bunch of rocket fuel. And then I did the math here. If you look in a power generator, this here, and you click this button, rocket fuel burns at 4.167 cubic meters per minute. So if we do 2222.22 divided by 4.167, that is where we get that 533. Well, it's 0.29. I'll probably just make 533, maybe 532. Just make it a nice even number. So, yeah. That's where all the numbers are coming from. I will set up all of these. It's going to be annoying running everything, so I'll just set it up off camera. I'll probably set the nitric acid and the rocket fuel like right over here, and then I'll try to expand this out that way, or I might overclock. I don't remember what I decided to do here. I don't remember how many I have. I think it just doubles the power, so I might just put a bunch of power shards in these and not have to expand it at all. I'll find out. But the hard part is going to be transferring from turbo fuel to rocket fuel without stuttering in power. That's the hard part. So we're going to have to ensure that we have all of our power plants full, which they are, and then empty out the pipes and let it produce rocket fuel, and then have that get sent into these once it is done. It's gonna be a rough transition, but we're gonna figure it out, alright? and we might do one at a time to ensure that it's working properly. So let me build a rocket fuel production site and get everything prepared, and then we'll try to connect this and transfer it over to rocket fuel together. Alright? I'll be right back. Alrighty, I got something put together. Finally. So, we got the rocket fuel over here, which is turbo fuel and nitric acid. Get a byproduct of compacted coal, not a big deal. So what we do is we're gonna grab, when we're ready, we're gonna grab from the turbo fuel production. And I have the pipe set up. So we'll just grab from over here, and whatever turbo fuel is getting made, it will get sent this direction. And we have the pipes laid out. So the blue one turns there, the purple one turns there, green one and the black one turns over there. And then all of the compacted coal, since we don't know really what to do with it right now, we will just combine them all onto one line. And all the lines will combine onto one. And then we'll just throw it into the sink. Whatever, doesn't matter. So we have 5 of these set at 100%. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's taking 300 turbo fuel. And then the last one is set at 55%. So that's taking 33 turbo fuel. So that if you add that all up together, that's, I'll just show you here, 5 times 60 plus 33. That's 333. And the reason why we do that is because we're producing that much times 20. It's 333.33. Close enough. So for that to work, we need 55.5 nitric acid. I just put together 2 of these, so we are just producing 60 per minute per line. This is pretty simple. It's just nitrogen gas, water, and iron plates. The water is coming from right here. Pretty simple. The nitrogen gas is coming from this, and we can actually follow this line. So it's this yellow line right here, and I have that coming all the way around the outside, and that's where our nitrogen is coming from, right over here. Pretty simple. And then the iron, I actually brought that in on a train over here. And by the way, I am at the edge of the world. If I go over here, I start taking damage.
Remember to stay within your designated zone as stated in your contract.
Literally right on the edge.
This contract will result in
literally right on the edge. But anyways, I am grabbing iron ore from this train, making enough iron plates. It's literally just 20 iron plates because each of these only needs 10. It's really simple. It really is. So I just set up 4 of these, 1 for each set. And the train line follows this green line here. And this one goes through the factory, which I think is really cool. Then it comes up all the way to this little area right here. We're picking up some iron right there. It's a normal node. I could have gotten by with an impure node, but I didn't really have an impure node nearby. I might have had one over here, but I wasn't really paying attention. So that's what we did here. So the big part was actually building this monstrosity over here. So once we make the rocket fuel, that's just the nitric acid and the turbo fuel, which will connect up here pretty soon. Once we make that, we send it into these pipes here. We're going to be making 555 per line. So we need a Mark II pipe. We send that all over here. So we have our 4 lines of 555. All coming over here. And I kind of set this up as best as I could. It's not perfect, but we're doing what we can. And I have this ready to send up to the next floors. So the purple one is on this level. And just keep in mind here, we'll just do a quick math here. So rocket fuel burns at 4.167 per minute. We are doing 555 divided by 4.167. That's 133. I just kept my life simple and did 132 times 4.167, which is 550. It's close enough. I have a little bit of overrun. I don't really care all that much. So I have 132 on each of these. So if we count, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times 6 times 2. So 11 times 6 times 2, 132. Beautiful. That is why we have this much on here. So I did that on this level. I did that on this level. I did that on this level. I have 3 levels ready to go. So the only thing we need to do is, and we're going to have to be very careful about this, is we're going to have to do this one at a time, because if we look at our power, our max consumption is 43,000. We're only consuming 29,000-ish. And so once we get one of those rolling, one set of these will get knocked out, which will knock us down to 33,000. So we're going to have to be really careful how much we're actually consuming over here. So the key is, I don't even know how much the blenders take. I don't know what the power consumption is on this. Let's just do a quick math here. They consume 75, so this is actually quite a bit of power right here. So let's say we set up this purple line to go. And then we wait for that to get full of power. Eventually, we'll run out of turbo fuel down here in the purple line, and we'll lose 11,000 megawatts of power. And hopefully, we'll have enough up here to replace it. Because if we can just get this level running, I can shut down the bottom level and let everything else run. But we have to get there. So this is going to be really dangerous. This is going to be scary. Let's just do it. We might blow a fuse. We might not. Are you ready? Well, you better be, because we're doing it. And now we have the purple line connected. We should see turbo or rocket fuel being produced here pretty soon. Here we go. So here is our first bit of rocket fuel. There we go. And that should go into some of the power generators up there. And we're gonna see what happens here. So it's showing we got some, but it's not a lot at the moment. But in here we have rocket fuel. Oh baby. Oh baby, we got her. It's in here. So we'll be able to kick this on once all of this starts working. We are also mindful of the fact that we do have some reserves in here. So hopefully it can last the entire time. And we'll see. That's really the answer. We'll just see. It looks like we're about to run out of turbo fuel in these. So we're gonna have to hope that our rocket fuel is ready to go. Alright, so let's start connecting up some power lines. Alright, so we actually timed this perfectly to where these ran out of fuel. I was able to connect up enough to basically replace the power that we lost. So I connected these first 2 rows up, and those are running efficiently. And we can see what other rows are ready to be connected up, and we just keep going along. And once this level is turned on, we can get the other 2 going right away. It's gonna be crazy. So this one's ready. This one looks like it's ready, but I think it's the middle that's struggling. No, that one looks like it's ready. That one looks like it's ready. Alright, I think they're all ready. So this level is ready to be powered on. Let's do it. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Alright, I should have everything connected, hopefully. If we look in here, we are producing 66,000 megawatts of power. We should be producing, on this level, it should be 132 by 250, well, 250, which is 33,000. That's pretty good. So what we can do is we'll leave the bottom one running for now. We'll connect up the green and the black line. And we'll leave the blue one running for now, just so we're guaranteed 44,000. But for here, we do not care about this line. We do not care about this line anymore. So now it is time to hook up the black and the green line. And those can start producing rocket fuel. And those can go to their respective levels. And once they have rocket fuel, we'll hook it up to power and get it running. We'll let that go. I just want to make sure everything is flowing. So, looks like it is. Yep, we're getting rocket fuel. We're getting rocket fuel. Perfect. We'll let that flow. In the meantime, we'll take a little intermission. And we've been playing for long enough that it is time. It is time to submit Phase 4. I can't believe it. We're already there. So I'll meet you back at the hub where we can submit Phase 4. And then we'll come back and we'll finish up the rocket fuel power plant. Alrighty. It's time. I have everything I need to complete Phase 4. So let's submit it. Seal it. There we go. Phase 4 is done. It is done. And now we can send it. Oh, baby. That's awesome. This one I'll actually watch a little bit because I think this is pretty cool. There we go. Send her off. And it is time for Phase 5. It is time for Tier 9. But yeah, this is basically... We're almost done. We are almost done. So in Tier 9, we're done with every other tier. Tier 9, we have matter conversion. Cool. I don't really care about this right away. We have quantum encoding. Cool, whatever. We have Blueprint Mark 3. We get this way too late in the game. Like, come on. This sucks. We have spatial energy regulation, which is the final space elevator part right there. And we have peak efficiency, which is the final step in uranium fuel. But the Mark 6 conveyor belts is what really matters. So in the next episode, we're going to have to do matter conversion. So that'll be our Mark 6 belts. So we'll have to get time crystals, and we'll have to get fixed site trigons. And that's all in here. So yeah, we'll worry about that in the next episode. It's really easy. I promise, this is really easy. But we can do matter conversion, and then once we get enough of this stuff, we can actually get the Mark 6 belts, which is the very next thing on my to-do list. The Mark 6 belts. I want them. I need them. I gotta have them. Do I not have a train ready to head back? No. Okay, I guess I'm running back. Alright, these look to be ready, so I'm gonna connect these up to power. Alright, the next level is finished off, which we are now sitting at 77,000 megawatts of power. This is crazy. This is crazy. So now I'll do the top level. Might as well. Alrighty, all the power is hooked up. So we are now generating 110,000 megawatts of power, which means I have more than enough power to completely disconnect the lower level, and I won't even feel a thing. I can completely remove everything down here, which means I can also completely remove the blue line. I can connect the blue line up over there and not experience any issues. So we might as well do that so we can get that producing already. And there we go. That is hooked up. We can delete all of this and just be done with it already. I am gonna have to demolish and rebuild all of this because it is, some of these are slightly full with turbo fuel. I don't know, can I just do this? Oh, I can. Okay, so I might actually end up doing that so I don't have to rebuild everything. So yeah, I got some work to do. Alrighty, I redid the bottom floor. It is all done. Every single thing is connected. If we look in here, we are producing 132,000 megawatts, which is insane. That's insane. So, yeah. 132,000 megawatts off of one oil node. And that's it. One oil node, some sulfur, some coal, some nitrogen, and some iron. And water. Plenty of water. And we're producing more than enough power to get us through Tier 9. And beyond. So, now that this power plant is complete, and it is complete now, it is finally complete, I can actually attempt to make this complex look good. I can try to design some buildings around here. Knowing me, I won't, but I'm going to try. I can't consider this series complete until this power plant has been decorated. So I'm hoping between this episode and the next one, I will get this decorated. We will see. I'm gonna do the best I can. But that'll do it for this episode, so thank you so much for watching. And I hope I see you for Tier 9.